Ever since the video of the trailer for the special 30th anniversary episode was released, there has been a lot of speculation about who the Green Ranger that we saw is. Many say it's a memory from the past, others have said it must be a new Ranger, and others prefer to think it's Tommy Oliver. Those who say it must be a new Ranger think it is Adam Park, since he has been a Green Ranger in other seasons. Even though Adam has been a Green Ranger in other seasons, that doesn't mean that any Green Ranger can use the dragon power. The powers of each Ranger team are different. The colors are a way to identify each Ranger, and the only ones who can control all powers of the same color are the emissaries. The dragon power is a different power than the one Adam had, and so far, there are only 2 people who have controlled the dragon power as Rangers. Even though Rita had the dragon power coin, still, she wasn't a Green Ranger like they said in the 2017 movie. We all know that movie is out of canon, and they created a different story. In the real story, Rita had found the dragon coin on Earth and Zordon had found the other 5 power coins. Then, Rita looked for Tommy Oliver to be the bearer of the power coin as the Green Ranger because she saw in him great qualities as a fighter, and he could be the person to defeat Jason, the Red Ranger. We all know that these 2 Rangers had a great battle, and Jason defeated Tommy by destroying Rita's spell. All these are things that happened in the TV series, but the comics give us more history about what happened with this power and the new Green Ranger. This new Green Ranger may be an option to be presented in the special episode, although I must say that many fans will not understand who this Ranger is, since many still have not read the comics. To all Power Rangers fans, I recommend to start reading the comics as they clarify many doubts and have stories for a more adult audience. For now, they are already on comic number 105, and if you don't know how to start reading these comics, I recommend the video we have in our channel on how to read the comic step by step. In one of the comics that we had in this channel, which talked about the history of the Death Ranger, we could see this new Green Ranger named Matthew Cook. Many fans were confused about who this new Green Ranger was, since in that same story we could see Tommy Oliver as the White Ranger. All of these events took place before the Rangers got the ninjetti powers, and that obviously creates a bit of confusion since we have seen that Tommy has used the Green Ranger powers in other seasons. We must remember that Tommy has a master morpher that helps him connect to all of his powers, and that each Ranger connects to his power and the Morphin grid at the level of his cells. This connection allows each Ranger to have access to his powers, even if he is outside the Ranger team, hence the phrase, once a Ranger, always a Ranger. Let's talk about Matthew and how he came to use the Green Ranger powers and who he is working with, since we could see that he doesn't have a good relationship with Zordon. This new Ranger is a student who attends the same school as the other Rangers and is a football player. At one point in the story, he was Kimberly's boyfriend, but then they broke off their relationship. Then, Matthew was able to find out who Ranger Slayer was and knew immediately that it was an older Kimberly. This made him confront the other Rangers as they were his friends, and he wanted them to tell him the truth, but the Rangers couldn't tell him anything. Later he understands why they can't tell him anything and starts to be friends with Kimberly, even though she was already Tommy's girlfriend. The important part of all this is that Billy is the person who repairs the Dragon Power coin and gives it to Grace Sterling. She is the first Red Ranger and leader of the first Power Rangers team on Earth, which was short-lived, as almost all of them died, and because of this she has never had a good relationship with Zordon. After several years, she created Promethea, a high-tech corporation that brings together the brightest minds to continue building the future. In her first mission as a Red Ranger, she and her team had to battle against the Green Psycho Ranger, and in this battle, she was able to obtain this Ranger's dagger that used the same energy as the Green Ranger. She used this dagger to reactivate the Dragon Power coin along with the Morpher, and then chose Matthew to be the new Green Ranger. After this, she trained this new Green Ranger so that he could be equal to the Power Rangers and was always advising him. This is possibly the information needed to know how Tommy can still control the power of the Green Ranger. In addition to this, we must say that Matthew's suit is very similar to the suit used by Tommy in his fight against Ryu, and although these battles are not canon, even so, the owners of Power Rangers Hasbro have used these videos to create action figures. Despite all this information, we don't know what they are going to do in the special, and we can only create theories and speculations about who this Green Ranger might be. The worst thing would be if this Ranger never takes off his helmet and we never know who he is, or if he is just a memory of the past and we don't even hear his voice. If the production decides to bring a new Green Ranger, it will be a big process, but at the same time an opportunity to create other Power Rangers series with stories that complement the main story. In that case, we would no longer just have Cosmic Fury, but we could have some Power Rangers series that are a little more serious and aimed for adults. Now, with Netflix being the platform to create and release those series, they might have plans to expand the Power Rangers universe and create different stories to meet new Rangers that can continue to use old powers like Trini's daughter is going to do. If you would like a new Power Rangers alternate series, like this video, and subscribe for more Power Rangers stories.